So we took the HVAC, all the heating and air conditioning boxes back out. So now we can kind of clean up all these cuts down here and start coming up with our pattern for the new floor. So here we go. Time to do a little cleanup. I'm just gonna take all these interior bolts and we will bag them and label them so nothing gets lost. I'm gonna hold on to these. I may need them as a template later. I don't know, but better to have a template already made than not. Still quite a lot of cleanup I got to do with these cuts in order to get it ready to start doing the template. All right. I think other than sweeping, I think we're getting pretty close as far as cleanup. Another grommet, keep that. So let's fire up the grinder. Throw this stuff away, but let's fire up the grinder and start just kind of cleaning everything up a little bit. This piece can actually, you're gonna stay. I think I'd originally planned to tip you up, but you know, there's actually not much holding you on there anymore. Where are my gloves? They asked, concerned. My gloves are right over here. Just gonna be careful to try not to cut myself. Gotta get this done. Come on, Debbie. Break it off already. You know you want to. Here we go. Almost. Almost. There we go. Yay. Yay for us. It's a support bracket of some sort. Not exactly sure what it's going to, but probably don't need it. Okay. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. Oh, okay. That one's got a big, giant, that's part of the torques. That's, I guess that was. Can I go 2 for 2? A lot of this stuff is not going to be traveling up above anymore. So, I don't need it. You're gonna look here. All right, so this is the top of this transfer case. Now remember, this isn't the transfer case we're gonna be using, but it's pretty similar. So you can see this is actually up above the seat belt or the seat mount. So we're gonna have to keep that in mind when we build this up, that we still need that seat bracket to be able to slide in there and get the bolt in without interference. So yeah, it's definitely more than I was expecting, but it's fine. You know, it's just metal. You can add and subtract as much as you want, as long as you reinforce what you take out. So we're going to attack this bright and early tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll get the paper out and we'll start kind of laying out the template so that we can begin the process of seeing how much metal we need to cover all this and how everything's going to work. So see you in the morning. So now that we've got the hole cut out, we're going to go ahead and take a pair of scissors, a Sharpie, and we're going to draw a template to cover up the hole and build the new transmission tunnel. Okay, that is a starting point. Now, this is something you could do. You could just cut that metal and bend it, and I might actually do that with this. So because my sides are a little bit short, when I build this template, I'm just going to go ahead and extend the length a little bit, probably by another 1.5 inches or 2 inches on each side. And I'll mark these ribs here and then fold it over, and we'll kind of go from there. But this should be a start. This stuff, I think I'm going to cut that away, and we'll do something a little different, because I kind of want to keep that like super flat. I like to keep that really flat here so that we don't run into any issues with the heater box and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get this started. And then I'll get a start. There. It's a good first step. Now we're gonna need to trim it down a little bit and start kind of shaping it out a smidge. So I think for this part we're just going to use the marker lines and a pair of pliers here. We're just going to start bending this back just a little bit. I want to keep the length just in case we need it, but we'll just start kind of forming that out so we can get this a little lower. There we go. We can always trim this later. Okay, kind of like that. So this part's good. We can actually, I'm going to mark this. I'm going to put these lines on there just as witness marks so that I can see how far forward or back this piece needs to be. Let's go ahead and we'll chop that right along there. All right, now this side. See, I moved that, and then I can line up that witness line right there. All right, this is not bad. It might. It's a little tall. No, that's about as tall as it needs to be. Yeah. I mean, obviously, all this stuff can be tweaked as we're going, but the closer we get to where it should be, I think the better. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's plenty of space now. Let's do that. And that. Pretty close. Now that I like. Okay, now we're talking. Oh, that's just right. Yes, sir, that is just right. Okay. Can't be mad at that. That is an excellent first step. Now, I'm going to put a line here. Actually, let's move that just a bit. Oops. All right, so right here we're going to keep this flat like it is, and we're just going to add this piece because we don't need to arch it at all or flex it. So we're just going to make this part flat that hooks to it, and then we'll do a nice little edge here. We'll probably trim this off square here so that we can just, you know, add where we need to. I also want to mark here and here, and I kind of want to cut along the rib. Okay, and that's going to allow us to start that slope where it needs to come down, because it's substantial actually. As you can see, we're going to have parts that we're going to have to piece together, and that's fine. You know, that's no big deal. We're going to do that and try to keep this flat as we can, so that that HVAC system can fit in there nice. Nothing to do now except start cutting it. Let's get to work. So again, just rough shaping it right this second. You can see kind of what we're going for here. There we are. Oh, that's way better. Yeah. Okay, so you can see we got that slope. Let me bring in. Come with me. Okay, so you can see now we got the slope. You can see it from the side. Okay, and that slope there is going to make it so we're not quite so intrusive into the cabin area of the Escape. So I like that. I'm going to go ahead and squish it. I'm going to squish it together and draw some lines, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now we got that kind of drawn out where that is going to tack up. So I guess all that's really left to do is to tack. And just kind of see where we end up here. I think I kind of like that spot better. Yeah. Okay. Time to get the welder. All right. Okay, we're making. I like this side over here. This side is just about perfect. Obviously, this side has a lot to trim and to add and fabricate and all that stuff. So I'm going to call this section good for the time being. Obviously, I'm going to be cutting here across. So we'll cut that. Start getting these pieces ready, I think. Cheapest metal brake you can buy. Cut, grind, fit, rinse and repeat. Okay, so what we have left, we've just got to cut little puzzle pieces for these little spots here, and just kind of box everything in. But we're almost done with this main section. Also, I'd like to mention this is just going to get uglier before it gets prettier, so just bear that in mind. Yeah, that ought to do. It's going to be some interesting bending, but we'll get it done. The beautiful thing about all this is once we get it all shaped up, then we can take this whole assembly off and do a nice finish weld, grind everything down. You won't even know. It's a zillion pieces. Well, you guys will. So as you can see, we got the rough shape for the new transmission tunnel knocked out. I think we just have a little bit more hammering and, you know, just smoothing things out. Got to get a couple more pieces put in here and there, and then this back section over here, we'll take care of that later. That section's not really all that important right now. I think that's going to do it for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed that process. It's just a matter of making templates, cutting, tack welding, doing all that stuff, making sure everything fits. But I think we got a really good shape now, so we should be doing all right. Next week, we're going to go ahead and finish this shape. We're going to make sure everything's ground down, welded, put together. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.